All right, let's talk the beginning of the season. My name's Greg, and you're watching How to Play Paintball. Okay, so let's talk the Sunshine State Majors. So this is the layout for the 2023 season opener here in Florida. And yeah, so like usual, I want to go through, just give you my first impressions, give you maybe some ideas that might be able to help you out for the practice weekend. I know they're just doing one layout practice weekend now, so it's crunch time, right? So first thing, this little brick back here, I don't think is necessarily useless. I kind of like it, actually, because you can stand up over the top. You can look down, even see how it is that the other team is setting up, because both boxes are going to be right there. So having this little brick here is going to be something that you're able to use to your advantage. You're able to see how it is that they are setting up, be able to make any adjustments that you need to. You also do have some decent shots. I don't know that I would double this up, but being able to shoot this cross shot into into this Aztec here, so that first shot right there for them to not be able to go gun up across is definitely helpful. If you can pull a gun off of the break on their side, that's always going to be a good thing. The other thing is you can shoot down, so I'm just going off the green lines here, into this tower here. So this would be maybe the first couple balls and then switch real quick. So that way anyone that's trying to run in this way, depending on how quick they are, there might actually be a route that they can go this way in front. So I'm actually gonna have to talk to, anyways, not give you too much. But yeah, so those different routes are definitely gonna be something that if you're trying to counter this shot, switching that up is going to be something that's good. So that way you can get underneath it, make it difficult for them to be able to see, even if this person goes on the back line, dives here and then runs up, they might be able to get out of the way of it. So this isn't a guaranteed shot. And remember, with all of these, when we're looking at different shots, I want you guys to remember, as always, that the layout is that they can shoot that same shot back at you. So someone running and gunning out can shoot this same shot over the top. This one is going to be kind of blind as well, so it might actually be safer for the person to come across here. You're having to shoot past, they're all sloping down, the bigger wings are all sloping down to the Dorito side, but you still have to shoot over the top of that one section right there where it's the higher section of that wing. So it's going to make things a little bit more difficult. Looking over here, so over to this Aztec, this one isn't terrible. I think the cross shots here are not fantastic. What you can do, though, is at least help to maybe get your snake player into whatever you want to call that for the snake, because this snake is really weird. But yeah, you have the same heads up shot against your mirror, so you'll be able to kind of see through that crack there over the top as well. You see if they try to make a move. It's not a huge opening, so I wouldn't guarantee that you are going to see them make a move into the tower here, but it's something that at least you have eyes up there. And you can shoot some blinds across here, maybe just keep people honest from getting into this little brick, and then being able to just know where they're at in the snake, sort of, at least put pressure across here. I don't know that I would necessarily stay there. With both of these, I wouldn't stay here. I think that this is going to become a death trap if you stay there. It's going to become very, very small, but I think off the break, shooting, delaying, and then getting out is going to be awesome. And also, there's not really any spot that you would want to stay here. It's not like you're going to be a huge help to anyone else by staying there. So let's go to this can. Now this can is interesting. I think that this is going to be a good one. Now you do have that same shot. You can see the green one there. So it is a little blind again. You're shooting up over the top here. So you're going to want to practice and see where is it so that it drops right in that zone where someone's going to be trying to either run through or dive through, where you're going to have the best possibility. So you have to practice that with your team. But this shot is going to help disrupt someone getting here. Not a guarantee, but at least it's a disruption. You can also shoot across here. I forgot to mention this for the back center. Shooting into this Dorito side, so you have the shallow shot and the deep shot. So at least if they try to go deep, you're going to be able to see, okay, well, you know, maybe I can throw something this way if they're trying to just do like the rope-a-dope all around the corner. With this can, though, I do like it. I kind of, I like this off the break, personally. This is all, again, first impressions. But I think this can is going to be helpful. This gap through here is something that you're going to be the one, at least off the break, out of these three, that is going to be able to see this gap the best. Did they come up and go up here? Did they run across into here and then try to dive across? At least this guy's going to have eyes up this way and be able to see what's going on. If they stop here, you do have some shots going in as well. And then they can also flip over and help the Dorito side a little bit. So shooting into that gap and into that gap. So this isn't a bad spot. I think that there's probably going to be some better sections later on in the game. I wouldn't want to stay here the whole time, but at least you have eyes into these different zones to make sure that you know what's happening. The only thing that they would be able to do is if somehow they got into this brick, they can come around this outside and you can't see that move. At least I don't, from here, from this angle at least, you can't see that move. So it's something that you're able to shoot through this gap and have eyes there, because again, it's not bad if they make it to a spot. It's bad if they make it to a spot no one knows, and then you don't figure it out until they end up eliminating, you know, 2 or 3 of your players. So this can is pretty solid, and then you have some options to go up, over. You have just some different things that you can do. So even if you delayed here and then filtered out, so that way you can have eyes or have someone go straight out there, that can seems like it's pretty good. So let's go over to the snake side here. This snake corner I don't think is all that useful. If you look at these orange lines here, you have a shot through those 2 cakes. So if someone is here, you can stop them there, but if they crawl and go this way, you're completely blind. Like, they can come up to your side and you would have no clue that that happened. I don't know that I would send someone here to help. It might be one of those that you send a deeper route just to have a different look into getting into this snake structure. So it's just one of those things that I don't know that I would want to, okay, make sure that if we get into the snake that you get here. It's not one of those corners. Maybe if it was a bigger bunker, but this little W is not going to be that beneficial. And then looking at the tower here, now the tower is pretty solid. You're able to stand up and shoot down. These are all lower bunkers, so that's something that's going to be a benefit. If you have a taller player, them standing up a little bit taller, they're going to be able to shoot down more on these guys that are trying to make moves in the snake. They can still get sneaky. You know, this gap you can't see. You know, if you're shooting the heads up, you might be able to catch them. But if they stay real low and then just jump across real quick, I don't know that you're going to be able to see that heads up. Shooting across here, okay, depending on their height, maybe they could see a move across here, but the big thing is that they can at least keep pressure. They can shoot across, make it where this person just has to fight. If they get over to here, you know, they have that outside shot, and then you're able to see that snake corner as well. So if someone did go out here and you wanted to come here, well, now you're at the advantage because you can shoot down. So you're able to shoot down. The only move that they would have is to come over into your mirror, but even then you can see that you have that heads up shot. So you could technically just kind of like filter back and forth and just make it where you're a pain in their side. Shooting the inside, you do have some shots into these different gaps. You might want to have it where someone switches. There are some other places that can look at this snake side. So that's going to depend on what's happening in the game. Don't forget about these drop shots. So yes, you can do this to the snake corner, sorry, Dorito corner, but this Dorito corner can do the same thing back to you. So if you're playing a little bit loose, they can shoot up over the top here and drop it right into you. With these guys here, it's hard to say right now. I don't know that I would send someone here to shoot that and keep that cross. Maybe to get here to help someone, like if they're getting pressure and they say, hey, you know, pick up this gap, I got the snake side, whatever, okay, then you can go to help out. But this is such a far shot that all it takes is to put that guy in, and then they can dive across and maybe be able to make it or have a good chance of making it. So it's not that these are useless, it's just that because it's a further shot, quick enough of a player can dive across, and it's just going to be difficult to counter that. So it might be better. I'm just kind of second guessing myself a little bit now. to have them shoot the heads up and then pick up those cross shots if they're needed. Or, you know, if there's someone in the middle, then they can switch. They have some shots going into the center here. If this person came around this way, you might be able to catch them, but if they stay low, they could probably come up into that giant brick. So there are going to be some downsides with this. This isn't one of those you get here and you're able to control everything. But you can throw some over the top. You know, if you're controlling the snake side, then throw some this way to help out, or, you know, someone's saying like, hey, this player's going to go. You can then shoot over, maybe catch this Dorito player or this Dorito player moving. So you have a couple different options there. This brick, or this, I guess it would technically be the God bunker, I don't really like that much. I think that this would be one of those bunkers that you get to, so that way you can continue forward. You do have a wrap shot on the this brick here, but it's not going to be great. I mean, they're in a bigger bunker. You have to get down low. They can stand up and then kind of roll off and probably shoot through. Maybe they could even stand up and shoot down. So it's going to be a little bit difficult, but at least that way maybe you could have an inside move. You do have this shot, but again, you're going from being down low to shooting up at someone that is standing up. That is going to have a better angle on you. But again, just like this one, you could dive here to help and shoot these gaps. Again, I wouldn't have someone be there to do that, just because it's going to be hard to fight out of there and it's so small. It's just not going to be the most advantageous for you to go ahead and do. Now, when you get actually into the snake, or whatever you want to call this, I'm just going to call it the snake, but this wing isn't terrible. I think, again, you have some inside shots, so maybe you can catch someone trying to move. Same thing if you have a player that is trying to move up through here, you can even bait them. Like, you get up into here and then wait on this cross, and you'd be able to catch a player trying to come around or trying to go over into this tower. So yeah, I mean, it's some possibilities. You can wrap and shoot back at these guys, but again, even with the Aztec that you would be shooting at here, or the either Aztec, I mean, they're still going to be able to stand up. So like, you have to understand that you're not going to have the best shot from there. I don't really like this 50 snake personally. Now, maybe we play this weekend and we see that it's actually fantastic. You guys know this. I've been doing this for multiple years now, so you guys know that this is always just a first impressions, but, you know, just to kind of see what is it that is a possibility. But looking at it, I wouldn't play this side because the slant there, it's going to be super difficult to stay alive. Playing on this side, you don't really have anywhere else that you can go. Like, yeah, you can lay down and crawl and get to here, but it's not like you're gaining a whole bunch of shots. Like, maybe you could catch someone here. Maybe, you know, like, there's some stuff that, okay, there's some possibilities, but I don't know that I would want to make it my point to get here. Now, if you can get here to then wrap and, you know, shoot the inside to get someone, absolutely, you know, be creative with the snake. But yeah, this structure, it'll be interesting to see how people play it. I don't see this being super effective to get to this 50 structure here, though. Let me move this one out of the way. All right, so let's move over to the Dorito side. So the Dorito corner, you can see it's a little bit messy on this this Dorito side for sure. But this Dorito corner, I wouldn't send someone here. Or like, if I was playing this position, I wouldn't want to be here to protect my Dorito player if they've matched me. You can shoot through here and maybe protect them a little bit, but once they get out and they match you, like, you can't really do a whole lot. Maybe if they're stopped in this Dorito, you can do a little bit, but it's not, yeah, like, it's, use this as like a way to get up. You can then help out your snake side, shoot through some of these gaps, but again, it's just like that snake side with the two bunkers over here. You can shoot this gap and help this way, but it's such a far shot that I don't know that I would want to send someone run out here and then shoot this when we can do that from other places. But yeah, this heads up, yeah, you can shoot past here, but they can technically maybe get low enough and wrap and shoot, and you wouldn't be able to see them. And it's just not going to be as effective. Shooting through here, you could go through and shoot like that, but I don't think that it's going to be a guarantee, because I personally, again, I haven't seen the layout in person, it's just on paper, but I feel like if I got low enough, I could have the paint go over my head and then just dive across this way and then crawl up, and I would be fine. And then wrapping, you can shoot into this tower. I didn't actually see if I could wrap and shoot into that. You might be able to. It's going to be a little bit high of a shot to shoot into this other Dorito, but it doesn't really seem like it's all that guaranteed of a shot. Now this Dorito, all right, let's go to the mini one first. The mini, if there is someone in here and you're trying to get out wide to shoot down the tape, okay, I can see that. I'm not a huge fan of staying in a little Dorito to try to shut down a tape, but that's just part of the game sometimes. You can wrap and shoot into this Dorito, so it might not be bad if you got here and they're stuck there that you dive over and then you can shoot the heads up. But I mean, I don't know. It's so hard to say, and you guys know this, where I could give you a breakout, but after the first couple seconds, what happened over here and what happened to you is all going to change everything. So these are just things to keep in the back of your mind. This Dorito doesn't seem like it's that bad. This might actually be something that people try to make off the break. You do still have that shot coming in from the back center, if I remember. Oh yeah, they have to kind of like drop it in. They should be able to drop it in. Regardless, this can, if they come out, can shoot this heads up shot as well. But I think it's going to be makeable. I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to say that right now. I think that this is going to be relatively makeable. Once you get here, you do have a shot inside, but you can't really help out the snake side. So this is going to be someone that I would use to, shoot into here. You're opening up to these inside shots is the only thing, so don't stay there. But you're able to then go ahead and, if you see the blue lines here, you're able to shoot past your mirror, of course. You can shoot into this corner. So if they're maybe at this can and they're wanting to get out wide, you're able to help to stop that. So you can keep that lane across there. And then you can shoot through this gap as well. So if you're trying to assist a player that's further up, it might be better to actually be here rather than back here, just because you're able to, again, depending on where they're at, but if they're at here or here, or I guess even in the Dorito corner here, you're able to shoot through here, through this gap, and it's going to stop them from being able to easily match your player. So you're able to kind of assist in that way. If you look at the purple line, so this is where it's going to be a little bit more beneficial to shoot this cross shot. So coming up to here, maybe you tell your other front player, hey, watch your own tape, or they're wrapping or something because there's no one wide. This player can then help out with shooting inside and also through this gap. So any time that you're trying to make it through here, or even just this little section, well, I guess it's more here and here. There's a lot of people that can, you have to go super hard through here. I would not kind of lollygag and try to sneak through and then dive or whatever. You should just go straight through and full commit, just because you're going to have a lot of lanes that can shoot through there. I mean, even the little Dorito can shoot through that. So this one again can shoot through that gap as well. Shooting up into, I don't even know what you would call this, the other mid snake, this little W here. And then you do have some other inside shots. And then of course you can wrap. Shoot your mirror is going to be a little bit more difficult to shoot heads up, but wrapping, you can shoot into this Dorito 1 and then into this tower as well. But yeah, these wrap shots, these pins are going to change up some shots. They're going to help you out a little bit, but also kind of hinder some of these other shots coming through like that. But again, first impressions, right? I'm actually looking and seeing oh, maybe if I stepped out to here, I might be able to shoot up over the top of this pin here and shoot into there. I don't know. There's just some different options that you have. If you look at the green lines, I know it's super busy through here. The green line, so this line through here, you can shoot into the Dorito 1. The inside shot, of course, the outside, you wrap and shoot this tower. Inside, you'll be able to shoot through into this wing. Remember, again, everyone has these same shots back to you, so it's not a guaranteed elimination. Of course, shooting through to here, and then if you back up a little bit, you can shoot into this brick. So if there is someone that you hear, caution this or whatever, push in, because if you back up a little bit and this person comes over to this, and they can shoot through that gap and clip you in the pack. This kind of peach line is the one that we'll go to next. So of course you can shoot down the tape. I didn't put it, but you can also do the Dorito corner. You can't really see the outside of this Dorito one. So if there is someone there, just know that if you're wrapping and they could maybe surprise you if there's no one shooting through this gap here to stop them from doing that. But if you wrap, you can shoot into this Aztec, shoot into here, and then you have some of these inside shots again to be able to help out with that side of the field, or the snake side, or whatever you want to call that side, because it's not really a snake, but you know, so be it. All right, let's look at a little bit more of the inner snake, I guess we'll call it. So this Aztec, coming up and into here. So even though that there are going to be some quick shots that maybe this person can shoot through, it's just a variation. So you guys are going to have to try different shots and see what works for you. But this could be an option for the players that are trying to work through here. The creativity in here is definitely going to be interesting. So this Aztec can help to shoot across that Dorito side, but I would say it'd probably be better, first impressions, for them to shoot the snake side. So they can shoot their mirror through this gap right here. They can also shoot into this gap. So if someone tried to come across into your side, you would at least be able to stop that. The issue is that they could dive here, crawl up to here, and you would have no clue. So that's the only thing. But yeah, so coming here, you can shoot that way. But this would probably be something that you use to then move into this structure. This one seems actually kind of solid. So shooting into the Dorito side, of course, over the top of this little nub, you can shoot into that wing and into the can. If you get low, you can shoot across into this gap, maybe even try to bait people because you're closer. This is going to be hard to shoot to bait, but it's something that is an option. And then once you crawl into here, into this big wing here, now it does slope this way, so you want to make sure that you're playing tight because the slope is going that way to the Dorito side. But if you play tight enough, you can shoot into these gaps, you can shoot into these gaps, you can shoot into there, you can also shoot the heads up. If you see someone make a commit across there, you could easily go through and probably go bunker them unless there's a brick there. And then of course shooting through this gap. So this one wouldn't be bad to get to. So maybe that would be the better spot to be at, because then you can kind of back up, you can go to here, you can go to their side. This might actually be the safer or the better option. Maybe not, because there could be this. This is going to be interesting. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. It's going to be interesting. All of this here, all that nonsense. Okay, so now when we go over to the middle, for sure, like your middle players, just make sure that they are going to be super committed to their job. If they come off their job, especially in this, it's going to be not good because they're going to let guys go through. Now, if someone is here, it might not be bad to send someone through to go and bunker this player, just because, and I guess we'll just start here. You see all these purple lines, so they can shoot through here, they can shoot through here. They're able to, you know, if someone is coming through here, if it's a little overinflated, this is where people get shot in the feet. So they can shoot that gap, they can roll off. If someone comes here, they can push back and still shoot into this next gap and then still shoot into here. They can then switch over to the Dorito side if they need to help. They can shoot the heads up into that wing, shoot into this gap. They can help with the Dorito side. So this is a decent spot. I think it'll be not the easiest to get to just because this gap is bigger, but coming up, I mean, if you get sneaky through here and just kind of find the right route, that's a solid spot. But if someone is there and you know that they are, it might be worth it just to go and take that person off the field. Or just make it where they can't breathe. But even if you do that and you shoot one side, they can just flip to the other, and then just their other teammates just need to adjust to their adjustment to what you just did. But this wing, you can shoot through this gap as well. So maybe this is where you can kind of launch from to figure out where is it that I need to assist, whether it be going here to the tower, whatever it might be. This is not going to be a super easy shot because of that pin that's there. And I mean, I didn't even draw the line. Technically, you can shoot this, but I don't know how much people are actually going to be in there. I feel like it's going to be, now looking at it, that they would want to get to here. If they do go this way, it might be just to real quick. I don't even know. This is going to be a weird snake side. But the tower itself, so the thing that I like with the tower is that you're able to be in a good bunker that you can shoot down on, and you have high and low options. You don't have over the top, but you can't get shot over the top as well because it's going to be taller than you. So you can have a lot of control into this side. The other good thing is you have that same control shooting this way. So let's say that you have paint coming across and you know that you want to get here. Well, if I still want to help out either side, I can come to this tower and then just help with whatever side I need to. Oh, I got the snake side, I got the Dorito side. And it's going to make it where you're able to assist. The only downside is it's going to be difficult. I mean, backtracking is probably your best option because diving, maybe not, because these pins will probably help. I think it might get kind of tight there. That's the only thing. Now, the snake side 50 brick is good. I think it's good. You can, of course, shoot up through here. If someone, if you sneak up here and then you know that they're trying to come across, you can go and bunker them and then just take this. If they try to make a move across here or here, I think you should be able to stand up kind of tall and shoot down on them here. But then, of course, you can also help out the Dorito side. So you can shoot into these gaps and help out with that. So a lot of options. This might be another one that if someone gets there, you want to go ahead and same thing, get them off the field. All right, bounce shots. As usual, you guys know this. I know we haven't done this since World Cup, but these are not guarantees. They're just ones that I saw that I went, that might work. So I guess we'll just go from Dorito side over and just kind of go from there. So starting in the, we'll start with the purple one, I guess. Yeah, we'll start with the purple one because it really doesn't matter. If you wrap and shoot, like if they're still stuck here, and wrap and shoot off this can, I think it might skip in. This one is a little bit more, I'm not sure, but because it's a smaller bunker, it might be enough that if you kind of go like shoot up and down it, that it might bounce in enough that it either forces them to just push all the way in and be useless, or you might catch them off guard. So this is just something to try for sure. Looking at these green ones, this one I think might be too close, but the angle looks like it should work where you can wrap if someone is posted, like, trying to wait for you to come through here. You can kind of wrap and shoot off the pin and it might bounce in. I just don't know that it's going to be super effective just because with tournament paint, that is probably going to be too brittle and too close for you to shoot and it bounce. Now, if you shoot it enough, it might skip off. So it could be worth it if you're stuck and there's nothing else you can do and this guy's just posted here and no one is close enough to go get them. Okay, try it. From this little Dorito, I think you might be able to bounce off this closer pin. But if they back off, like personally, I'm sure I'm going to end up here at some point. If I hear that getting shot, I would probably roll off and just let them have this move if they really wanted to do that. Because then I think once they get here, it's not going to really work to shoot into here. Maybe on the inside, but if I'm posted this way, I can see both sides of those bunkers. Or it might be one that I just let them have here to here and then I can shoot. I don't know. It's just some options that if I hear this pin getting shot, I'm going to be watching the paint for sure, but I might just need to back up a little bit or tell someone that I need to switch snake side and someone else pick up that gap. So we said we're going this way. So the other one was from this Dorito off the other Dorito into the Dorito one. It's going to bounce up. I don't know that it's going to work because it's the flat side. It might work a little bit better, but with the Dorito, because it is going to bounce up, if that person lays down, they might be okay. But it could be something that you know that they want to move over to the Dorito 2 or get up to the tower. So if they're trying to go around the outside, it might force them to the inside to maybe get shot by someone else. I don't know. There's going to be just some different options again. The other one is this blue one. So we already talked about the can to can. I think the can off this tower might bounce into the wing. So it might bounce too far back actually, but just an option. So again, guys, go try this out. Put it in the comments if it works. If it doesn't, all of that. Or if you find some other ones, go for it. Going over across, we'll go with the same blue one. Wrapping from this Aztec, bouncing off the pin, I think we'll skip in there. But again, it's a big enough of a bunker that if someone was doing that, I could try to stand up over the top real quick and shoot into the gap that they might be trying to get to. But it could be enough that it kind of makes someone pause. The other one is the inside of the Aztec off your mirror into this back Aztec here. I think that that has a possibility. It might go too straight back, but it could be enough that someone is posted this way thinking that they're safe and you clip them in the loader. The other option is from the Aztec off the middle Aztec into your mirror. That one could work. Again, these are, I'm not guaranteeing any of these because, yeah, bounce shots are just interesting because then, of course, if the bunkers are moved over a little bit, it might work, and then other times it doesn't. So that's just the nature of the beast. From this same tower, Aztec, you bounce off the tower into your mirror. So it's going to be blind. You have to shoot up over the top, but you know that they're probably trying to move over to here or to here. Well, maybe you can force them this way and then catch them through the middle. I don't know. We'll have to go and play and see how this all breaks down. But bouncing off here could be enough that they're trying to make a move and you catch them, or it's kind of like they put you in, you roll off a little bit to shoot into this gap, and maybe there's some that you can skip to catch them as they're trying to sneak out. Off this same tower, you might be able to bounce it into the snake corner. Again, I'm not a huge fan of the snake corner, but you might be able to bounce it off there into there and kind of just catch them off guard. Or if you have the dominance shooting this way, it might not be bad to every once in a while throw it off into here, just because if they're backing off, you might be able to catch a pack or something. From the tower, off the other tower into the Aztec could be a possibility. I have a feeling that there's something off these beams just because of the way that it's just so close that if someone's trying to wrap, like maybe from here you could bounce it off, or even from this Aztec, maybe if someone's trying to peek around. But these are all going to be ones that you'd have to try out. But guys, tell me what it is that you think. Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you think that there's other things that I missed? What is it that you think? Do you think that it's going to be a slow field, a fast field? I'm not really sure. At first I was thinking, oh, creative, and now I'm like, oh, maybe it is going to be slow. And now I'm like, oh, yeah, the creativity could actually break some things open. So we'll just have to see how everything breaks down. Yeah, so Monday and Tuesday I won't have a video, or Wednesday even, but Thursday I'll be getting my vlog back up for the event. So to my members, you guys will see that first. I'm going to try my best to get it that night, get it uploaded that night for you, and then for everyone else, you'll get it about a day later. So everything on Thursday, you'll see Friday. Everything on Friday, you'll see Saturday. For everyone else that's a member, you guys are going to be in the pits with me and be helping out, I guess cheer me on, or maybe cheer against me. I don't know. Maybe you don't like me. So I'll see you guys all in the next video. And as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.